What's up, YouTube? I'm Robert, and you're watching the B1KER Bar Podcast.
What's some of those marketing things that you said you like to help people kind of read through on the on your videos?
Oh man, it's all the buzzwords. It's I talk about compliance a lot, and that's one of my least favorite buzzwords because they'll say a wheel is vertically compliant, laterally stiff, or down country is one of my biggest beefs right now. That's doing more that's confusing people more than it's helping them. But I'm seeing it pop up in marketing speak now on bikes. They'll be like the perfect down country machine, and people don't really know what down country means, but they know they want it, and so they make purchases based on that. Or
what is down country? What is that? What are they calling that?
That's a term that Mike Levy invented on Pink Bike, and I get why he invented it. It was kind of like cross-country bikes that are capable with geometry and a little bit more travel to handle going downhill. So they still have very strong cross-country, lightweight feel on the ups. But really, all trail bikes are kind of becoming that now, and they're just changing the trail category to say down country because it's a buzzword and hot topic right now.
Yeah, I mean, just
some people are.
In the last like 10 years, it's like cross country bled into like all mountain, which turned into trail, which then turned into enduro. Like, I don't even know what the difference between all mountain and trail was. Like, to me, I think that's the same. Like, I can understand the difference between cross country and something else, you know, and not enduro. You know, like enduro is like mini rock smasher in my head. You know what I mean? But like, I can understand like I guess the down country makes sense to me, but it's just another name instead of trail, though.
That's what it's becoming. And I think when Mike Levy invented it, he intended to say, we need a category that's still lightweight, that's still zippy on the ups, but that's actually fun on the downs, because cross-country bikes in general, especially in the West, aren't super fun on the down. They're very sketchy. And so what if we took the geometry from the enduro bikes and applied them to a cross-country bike? And that's kind of what he thought. But trail is all just morphing into that right now anyway. So I don't know. They don't really use all mountain anymore. And I'm an educator, and that stuff just confuses people. Like, I get people text me every day, hey, this is the bike I ride. Is it considered modern? Or is this a down country bike? Or is this an enduro bike? And I kind of want to say, A, I understand your frustration because it's a little bit confusing. B, it doesn't really matter if it's an enduro bike or not, as long as you're having fun on it. But at the same point, I kind of want to help educate them on what it is, and when people use that term, what they're referring to. So anytime I mean, maybe I'm just an old guy that doesn't like change, but if down country had like some parameters that we were using, that everything had to have certain things to fit into that, it would make sense. But now I'm seeing hardtails that 2 years ago would be called trail bikes are now called down country bikes because that's the hot topic. That's where marketing is just swaying people to buy it to make them feel like it's modern. Or like, you'll see a bike that's got a 68-degree head angle, and in the literature it'll say, this new slack bike helps you stay confident on the downhills but still have all the climbing prowess of an XC bike. And you know, calling a 68-degree head angle bike slack 10 years ago was probably slack.
Not so much anymore.
Side note, the first mountain bikes, those clunkers they were riding, had 67-degree head angles with a rigid fork. So it's not like we've all gone super slack. We've gone steeper, and then we're slowly, finally coming back. The brand new Yeti ARC with a 130 fork has a 67 or 67.5 head angle. So it's not any different than those clunkers. But anyway, I digress. But I do think all that marketing speak confuses people, and people will say, well, my shop guide said it was slack, or the web material said it was slack, so I'm never going to look at the geo chart and learn what those numbers mean and how to interpret them. I'm just going off the marketing speak, which says it's slack, so I'm going to trust that and buy with that in mind. So I try to educate people on what the geo chart means, and you know, it feels like 95% of people buying bikes these days have never thrown a leg over it, and they're buying it off the online info. And if you can't read a geo chart, you should be shopping at your bike shop. Go throw a leg over it. Go see how the bike feels, because if you're just going off paint schemes and what derailleur it has, you're really limiting yourself as to what's possible, and you're probably not picking the right bike for you just because it has the cheapest bike with XT12 speed on it.
My number one like criteria for picking a bike is color. And then
you're not alone.
And then I go to probably head to Wrangle.
If you like that, make sure you check out the full episode. And hey, do me a favor, before you take off, hit the like and subscribe.